Alright guys, another day, another dollar in this beautiful world we call truck driving. As y'all know, they done negotiated a ceasefire between Iran and Israel. Y'all saw oil prices came crashing down, and today they still going down. Oil prices on the stock market, on the futures market. I don't know about gasoline and diesel prices, I haven't checked, but eventually they will be coming back down. It may take a whole month for that. I think it usually take about 1 to 2 months to reflect from what the stock market say. But the question is, well, Andrew, what's next? Well, if you're in the oil field, I don't know. If you're in the oil field, you probably don't have much to really look forward to as far as the rates going up. Really, I would just look for some steady work. If I was in the oil field, you got to understand rates are not going to go up now. Oh, that's over with. Even though Trump had came out with this, you gotta have passed this English test and all that stuff. If you in Texas, you also need to know that Texas is passing a law to where as long as you intrastate, which means you work inside the state of Texas, that does not apply to you as long as you in Texas. Therefore, Migo is not going anywhere. Migo still gonna be operating right there with y'all. Therefore, the Americans won't be taking back over the oil field. It did sound good. It did sound, we thought that, you know, Trump was going to, you know, get the Migos, the illegal Migos up out of there, and the oil field was going to have the Americans come back, and then this war kind of made it seem like rates have started to go up, but as of right now, ain't none of that finna happen. So that's why I tell people, man, if you're struggling right there in the oil field and you've been struggling for the last few months, at this point, it ain't getting better. I'm not coming down now. There ain't no reason for me to buy no blower, get another pneumatic trailer. Ain't no reason for none of that. So people that's in West Texas, obviously they the ones that's suffering the most because it's oversaturated. People that's in West Texas, you know, if you can't put food on the plate for your family, you ain't making the money you need to survive. Y'all need to look at, you know, a way out this thing, man. I understand being in that situation, being local, you ain't trying to go OTR, and I totally understand. I totally understand, because you understand, like I know, OTR, if you ain't got no truck, you a company driving the oil field, OTR probably look like the Russians or some W-2 Mr. Charlie job with a mega carrier or something like that, or some lease program. I can most definitely understand not wanting to leave the oil field to go pursue any of that stuff. So to the people in those situations, I don't really have any advice, because I ain't never been in that situation. So you know, for the people that's in that situation, we had to do some brainstorming and try to figure something out, because I don't know. I mean, what I would do is try to make it work right there in West Texas, and just try to get your apartment right there in West Texas, or a house right there in West Texas, and just make it a local job where you just go home. Because for the next 3-4 years, guys, I don't see any way for it to get better. I don't see the crude oil prices going up on the stock market. Ain't no more conflicts going on. I don't know, man. I don't see, you know, China ain't finna go to war with us. Russia ain't going to war. Russia, they already lost half their people with the Ukraine war. Iran, they didn't have the missiles and everything blown up over there, so that's gonna take a couple of years. Guys, at this point, it's time to just, you know, live. We back to regular life now. That's where we at. We are back to regular life as a truck driver, regular life as we know it. Basically, at this point, you just living life. If you want to get a house, start aiming towards getting your house. Or if you want a car, if you want a family, you know, eventually these modern women, they finna start to come around, you know, especially if they pass this big beautiful bill, or it's supposed to be getting passed before July 4th if they can agree on it. That's gonna take away a lot of that, you know, food stamps and welfare, and you know, it's gonna help the modern women. They're gonna have to unmodernize, if that's a word, or just a little bit. Probably not though, you know. A lot of the independent, I don't need a N word for snit, all that right there. As you can start to see here in the last 3 months, the modern women are now they're starting to come away from that, I was uphill, they starting to come back down, as y'all can see, and they starting to, work the jobs that me and you work. They back at work now. They've been gone for a minute, but they back at work now. And obviously that's because the money is not just being given to them like it once was, especially like that 2020 era. All that stuff they ran out. Now people just paycheck to paycheck. A lot of people have incurred a lot of debt now. They owe everybody now, and now it's just trying to pay your debt off and just live a regular life. Right now it's time to live a regular life. Or if you try, some of y'all truck drivers trying to get the land, try to get the land, because at this point you just drive and save. Drive the truck, save money. Drive the truck, save money. Drive the truck, save money. Get what you're gonna get, and move on. Because at this point in time, it's our regular life. The rates is gonna be regular. Drive-in, reefer, flatbed, everything gonna be regular now. Or fuel regular. Just have a plan. If you owe American Express, Visa, and MasterCard, I already know they busting your head 20-some% interest. It's time to try to get them their money back. So you can, if you still believe in credit and all that, pay all that down so you can use it to finance a car or some $50,000 scat pack or whatever y'all use credit for. Whatever y'all finance it for. I would assume a house. I mean, not a house, a car, because the house you can get that crap on a 500 credit score. But these cars right here, higher the credit score, the less you gotta put down, the better interest rates you get. With a house, you can just get FHA. So with a 500 credit score, yes, if you got a better credit score, it look a lot better. But y'all gonna be alright. You just need to pay some taxes. That's what, for majority of y'all, you just need to pay some taxes. But I don't know, man. I just feel like we in regular life now. Since I don't plan to go to the oil field no more, my business, we don't have to spend a lot of money no more. They ain't no buying no $7,500 blowing, $3,500 pneumatic trailer no more. Now it's just renting the trailer off Repower. Shout out to Repower. I got your email. I understand a lot of people watch me, and some of you guys been listening. I guess some of you guys did go over to Repower, and some of y'all did get your trailers. If you did, comment down below, because I don't know who's been getting trailers, but whoever's getting trailers from Repower, clearly y'all told them that y'all heard about Repower through me, through the YouTube, because they emailed me and let me know that they appreciate the shout out and all that. And no, I don't get paid from Repower or nothing like that. It's just, opportunity that we didn't once have back when I first got my authority. When I first got my authority, and you had a truck, we only had power only. That's all. It was just power only. You could get a loadout trailer, 7-day loadout trailer, 10-day loadout trailer, but the problem is you had to drop it off in another state, usually some far away somewhere. You pick up a loadout trailer here in Tennessee, 7 days from now, you got to drop it in, Texas or something. Then you got to try to get another loadout trailer once you get out there. Not too convenient, but now with Repower here in 2025, now you pick up a trailer right here in Tennessee, you use it 30 days, 60 days, 90 days, 120 days, a whole entire year. You drive it right back off where you got it. Depending on, where you get the trailers from on Repower. Some of them you do got to drop them off in other states. However, you can still rent them and lease them 30, 60, 90 days. It's just when the time line up, then you drop it wherever you drop it at. But shout out to all those people going to Repower. Glad I could help your business out. I know some people right now, they were power only, trying to make that power only work, and now they find, wait a minute, I can get a trailer off Repower? All I need to be in business 3 months, 6 months? Usually 6 months right now, but sometimes they do say 3 months of authority, but that's it? Shit. Get on there, get that drive in, get them reefers. Business a lot easier now. Now you ain't gotta save up for a drive-in trailer now. Oh, that's over with now. Oh, that's over with. I'm leasing. Lease the trailer, write it off. Truck, I got to own the truck. The trailer, I ain't got to own the trailer. Plus, I ain't really got nowhere to sit a 53-foot reefer. I mean, not a reefer, but a drive-in right now anyway. So I feel like life has authority is getting a little bit easier. You know, DOT, they not on us like that. As y'all know, Doge came through. If y'all saw the articles on CDL for life and some of the other news articles, Doge came through and hit the FMCSA, and now they got less stuff. Some of them did take the what do you call it, the retirement bonus. They got less people there in the FMCSA, less control, less government over your business. They not cracking down on these ELDs, all that cracking down stuff. That stuff is over with. As far as California go and these emissions regulations, y'all know Trump, he just passed that executive order on June 12th. It was either June 12th or June 13th, a couple of days ago. They trying to get rid of the emissions out there in California, but I think it's Governor Newsom, I think that's his name. He trying to fight in the Supreme Court and all that, but more than likely they finna pull the plug on him. They finna pull the plug on him and them emissions down there. And it's just a second. Us older trucks gonna be all through California. Not that I'm planning on going that far with my truck anyway. I ain't got no reason to go to California. That's too far. That's shoot. What I'm going to California? I'm in Tennessee. What I'm going that far for? Like I said, I don't plan to go past Texas, but you know, I'm not saying I wouldn't go to California, but you gotta understand, I ain't been to California since 2016, man, 9 years ago. I don't, there's too many other states that I can deliver to be going, like for example, let's just forget California. Why would I go to Washington, Tacoma, Washington, or Oregon? What am I going to Oregon and Tacoma, Washington? What am I doing that for? Idaho. Well, why am I going to Idaho? Only reason for me to be going up there is if I was a reefer driver and I got some direct freight up there, or the reefer freight was just paying that good, but with a drive-in, what am I going up there for? Why am I going to Vermont? What's in Vermont? For me, nothing. Ain't nothing up there for me. Nothing that I can't get around here, so I think the focus right now, if you're in a whole lot of debt, pay your debt off, pay your credit cards off, try to knock down the car loans. If you got a bad interest rate on these cars, man, I know some of y'all cars, I done seen them 20% all the way up to 30% interest. Obviously, you need to refinance, but your credit score too low. To those people, you gotta pay the credit cards down, man. You gotta get them credit cards down to at least 30%. Once you get down to 30%, you probably gonna need some W-2 income, and then try to refinance with the bank to try to get these cars from 20% down to, shit, I think right now interest what, 7%. You may be able to, maybe you can knock it down to 12% at a credit union. I have no idea, man. I don't do all this financing, so you know, I don't know. But I do know if you need to refinance your car to bring that interest rate down, you gotta pay all that other debt first. So just figure it out. You know, if you want to get a truck, you know, I think now ain't not a bad time, man. Like I said, right now everything's on cruise control. We ain't no more conflicts, no wars, nothing to look over your shoulder about. Just living life at this point. Time to focus on, you know, getting the house, going on vacations, living a normal life, putting some money in retirement, putting some money in stocks, and just smooth selling. If you want to go back to school, go back to school. Yeah, we still got the threat of AI and autonomous trucks. But I think all that stuff, I think they need an administration change. You got to go from Republican back to Democrat for a lot of that stuff to start really taking effect the way they wanted to. But as of right now, they got the robo-taxis from Tesla down there in Austin. Y'all see it on YouTube. They got the self-driving robo-taxis now where the car drives itself. You know, nothing new. Nothing new. You can go try it out or go on YouTube, check it out. But yeah, man, I just feel like I said, man, life is just smooth sailing right now. You know, just have a goal. You gotta have a goal. Like I said, some people goal is to get land. Me personally, I'm not buying no land. I have no interest in going out to get any type of land. I just want a house. That's it. Just regular house like this. I don't need 5-10 acres of grass, raw land. I'm not interested in raw land. I don't know anybody that's got raw land. None of my family members, if raw land don't run in my family. I've never, I don't have any experience with it. Nobody I know got experience with all that. And you can't get no raw land around here in Nashville, so a little bit different, a little bit different. So that's definitely not my goal to buying your land just to get a house, and I'm in no rush to get a house because my house prices is only 100,000 to 150, and 3, 4, 500,000. Guys, that ain't my goal, because I understand if I get a house that much, it is gonna take me 30 years paying $2,000 a month, and a $300,000-$400,000 house, when you tack on that interest rate, now it's costing me close to $1 million. I think it's more than $1 million. You get a house for 4, 8, 12, 1.2 million. I'm good on that, but $100,000 to $150,000 house, I know I can get in one of my semi trucks and run hard for a year and knock off half of that. I think it sounds a lot better, it feels a lot better, and it's more obtainable to me. See, I'm not about trying to qualify for the house. I'm from my perspective, it's about how can I get the deed to the house. Y'all know I'm big on ownership. I don't want to I know how to finance the car. I understand. Well, Andrew, when you finance it, it's still yours. You do whatever. Nah, I need the title. I ain't trying to do the finance. Okay, I know, I understand how to get the mortgage, but how do I get the deed? I need the deed. I need the deed. I need the deed. When you finance and stuff, it just costs so much more money, man. So much more money. When you're using credit, it costs so much more money. You can either buy the car cash or put 50% down. That's gonna cost way less than if you just finance whatever the price is at the dealership, and they tagging on 20 and 30% interest because your credit score below 680, and $20,000 car close to, I don't know, man, $38,000, $40,000, $42,000 house. Y'all get the idea. Cause I ain't got no calculator, and y'all, hopefully y'all got the idea. But that's what's going on so far in trucking, man. Like I said, down in the oil field, Texas is working on to where you don't have to speak English. Migo don't have to get rid of his trucks no more. So I just don't really see any reason for this thing to boom again. Now, y'all in the oil field, so y'all let me know. Hey, Andrew, it's booming down here, man. I'm able to buy the land and the houses, and I'm 10,000 take home a week. Yeah, let me know. Maybe it's something I don't know. I don't know, man, but man, I think going forward, what I need to do, other than get a house, is to maybe start working with some of these local businesses around here, seeing if I can get some dedicated freight around here. Just see what these other trucking companies are doing around here. I see P&S Transportation. I seen them for the first time. I didn't even know they 2 streets over. P&S Transportation, a flatbed company, their yard is 2 streets over. I didn't know that. I just seen them for the first time, and I've been living here. I've been here forever. I don't know when they showed up, but I see them. Then I see Tennessee Steel Haulers is a couple of buildings down from them. Then CRST, they hotel, where that McDonald's at across the street, that's the CRST hotel. So we got a lot of trucking companies right here. And I do understand I can lease my trucks on to these companies, but I'm not a flatbed guy, guys. Will I ever do flatbed? Sometimes I go up and down with this stuff. Maybe I will, maybe I won't, but yeah, I don't know, man. They not cracking down on the Russian ELDs, so we ain't gotta worry about that. Man, I think everybody should just live life. Some people gotta work harder than others. I understand, man. I know truck drivers out here with 5, 6 kids. They call me, they let me know what it's like to have 5 and 6 kids and having to dish out. You have to dish out so much more money than somebody like me that's just solo. I ain't got no kids, and it's just me. That lifestyle, I understand. Okay, those people gotta figure out how to handle that. I'm not in that situation. Brother, I have no idea. I only ever took care of 1 kid my whole life. Okay, and a step kid. Okay, so I can only relate to people with 1 kid. Yeah, them big families, man. Look, brother, you gotta find another truck driver that's got that many kids that can you know, help with that. Cause I don't know. I have no idea, man. My situation is just totally different, man. I don't owe American Express. Matter of fact, American Express, they on my line. I can't. They won't stop sending me these. What is this? What they want me to do? Double welcome offer. See this right here? Double welcome. I just used the right notes on the back of this crap. I get these like, I don't know, every 2 days. Every 2 days, American Express. If it ain't American Express, it's Chase. That's why I always say American Express and Chase in my video. American Express, they just won't stop sending those. I ain't never had American Express though. Me, they ain't got nothing over there that I need. I'm not interested in the reward program. Trying to get the hotels on points or however that stuff work, or the airline miles. I'm not on the airplane enough for that to even matter to me, and I'm not getting hotels like that. You know, I just pay cash. If they want $100 a night for the room, I just pay cash. I'm not trying to swipe up no credit card in hopes to get these reward points. Okay, you know, is that what they offer? Because I don't even know myself. I guess I gotta open it up to see what all the rewards are. It just never made no sense to me, you know. I do have credit cards from Navy Federal, but like I said, I don't use these credit cards for no type of reward, for no reward. So I just got a credit card just to build the credit. That's it, okay? Which I did that back when Dean Cole was around. Y'all know Dean Cole came on the scene back in 2017, 2018, help us get in the Navy Federal and get our first credit cards. And, you know, I never had no interest in getting a bunch of credit cards, you know, from a bunch of different institutions. I'm just satisfied with what Navy. I got 2 credit cards at Navy Federal. That's all I need. I don't need their credit card over there and theirs over there, $50,000 line. I ain't trying. I'm not interested in owing nobody. I'm interested in owning. I like owning the car, owning the house, owning all the assets in the stock market over there. That's me. That's not everybody. Okay, that's not everybody. And a lot of people don't understand. If I did not want to own the house right now, at this point, brother, I just go rent a house or rent an apartment and be done with it. At that point, I just drive the truck to pay my rent and live life. That's it. Live out the next 30, 40 years. Make sure my rent paid, and that's it. Ain't that what Dirty Trucking? Ain't that what she do? Now, her it's a little bit difficult because she don't make the income, but you know, you got truck drivers right now, man. You know, you got an apartment, you paying your apartment, and you just making money to pay the apartment. Ain't nothing wrong with that. Ain't nothing wrong with that. Shoot, I don't see nothing wrong with it. I don't plan on getting multiple houses. One house, start a house, maybe 2 in the future. That's it. I'm not trying to get a bunch of houses and hire tenants and landlords. I rent out one house, you know, and drive a truck or something like that. You know, that's it. That's it. I just want to have one house just in case I do start a family. We got a place to live, if that makes sense. That's the whole reason for the house. So I know, I can take care of my family. I already got a place for us. I already got a house. Okay? Other than that, hey man, I just feel like this trucking world, man, the other reason for getting the house, like I was explaining to some other truck drivers, when you guys get towards the end of your trucking career, and let's just say you haven't bought anything, you haven't got a house or a car or anything like that, and you finally done trucking, when you do go and rent, you know, a house or apartment, and you no longer drive a truck no more, you going back to regular society, you know, regular jobs, you know, Walmart, fast food, forklift, or whatever else job it is you are gonna do outside of this, you gotta ask yourself, will you be satisfied if you working a regular job and having to pay, you know, $2,000 rent or $1,800, $1,500, whatever the rent is? Everybody rent gonna be something different. Are you gonna be able to find the $700 rent, $800 rent apartment? You know, I'm talking about after you done with trucking and it's time to go and get out, you know, stop driving the truck. And some of y'all, I'm gonna drive a truck forever. Nothing wrong with that. I know people that, I don't know anybody that did it. Nah, I don't know anybody that did that. Nah, I don't. I don't know who's driving a truck forever. Who? Let me think. Because driving a truck forever is dying in the truck. I don't know. No, I know some truck drivers that's like 70 years old still driving, but even them, they not talking about, I'm gonna drive this truck till I unalive myself. Nah, they driving truck because they try and get some property and things like that. Even they know they need to get out. But when I started this trucking in 2015, fast forward just 10 years, everybody I started with on YouTube is pretty much gone. Pretty much gone. It's been 10 years, pretty much gone. Some of them is no longer with us anymore. They got unalive. Some of them is almost unalive. It's not many. Matter of fact, the only one still running hard is Josh. Josh, the only one from 2015 and now, he running just as hard as he was in 2015. He ain't stopped. I ain't seen him stop. It's not that many people, man. So I'm not saying you can't drive a truck 20 and 30 years. I'm just saying, based on the past, man, you may want to, you know, double. You may want to take a second look at that situation right there, because it's not many. Food is a lot different than it was back then. Now the food is making you unhealthy, and you know, it's not like when you was back in the 1990s eating the food and coming into, you know, 2005 all the way up to 2015. You know, now the food you eating there in 2025 at these truck stops, all this trans fat and all this other crap, man, I don't know, man. It's GMO and laboratory meat and pumped up steroid animals and cancers, and you know, I'm just saying, I don't know, but I'm finna let y'all get up off here. You know, this is just my opinion, man. Just my opinion. I know I didn't give y'all a disclaimer in this video. It's because I wasn't too much talking about buying no truck and things like that. You know, if you want to go to school, man, I think why not? Why not? I mean, school season open. Like I said, man, I just feel like the next 4 years, I don't see any more conflicts, and I just think it's gonna be smooth sailing. But I could be wrong, man. We may wake up tomorrow and it's World War III again. So we'll see how they go. Comment, like, subscribe. Let me know what y'all think, and perhaps I'll be back with another video later on. You probably went in there, Joe. I thought you were getting the drive-in. Hey, brother, look, yeah, you got your own truck, your own authority. You work whenever you feel like it. Even if you run out of money, Mr. Charlie got a job over there. McLean and Cisco, they got a job for you. I'm McLean, Cisco, if you want to touch some freight. Matter of fact, any of these jobs where you touch some freight, they got open all day, every day. All these rail yard companies around here, you get on Craigslist, they begging. Please come over here and haul this cheap container for us. MBI, please come. Brother, we need somebody to come get this trash. we need somebody to come get this trash. You already know all the mega carriers hiring, so you know. And if you want to lease a truck, I think leasing to the point. I think leasing is gonna be. They're gonna take leasing to where you no longer have to, you know, show up the orientation to lease a truck. I think leasing is gonna become so profitable for the Russians and these other companies to where when you call them and tell you, hey man, I want to pay for your truck, I think they're gonna drive the truck straight to your driveway. Like, no, like for real, they gonna park it straight in your driveway and you just get your bags and just get on right in the truck right there in your drive. We just gonna hold orientation right there at your house, because it's just so profitable now. I mean, not for the driver. I mean for whoever got the authority. That's